How to become a millionaire. The reality of the world is that whether young or old, jobless or employed, we all desire to be rich. A look at some of the world's richest people gives us a peek into the kind of lifestyles we all wish we had. Unfortunately, only a few of us ever really get there, which means there are certain skills that the rich apply in life that most of us don't. Could it be that we're not following the right principles? Or maybe we're simply not smart enough? Or is it that we're just too afraid to give entrepreneurship and the possibility of living the good life a shot? Sure, it's true, you could lose all of your money, your job, and even become bankrupt while pursuing your dreams. So the question then becomes, is your financial freedom worth it? The truth is that the transition between converting your money ideas into practical methods is daunting. It's quite easy to look around and feel that we were born into the wrong family, or that we don't have the necessary connections, capital, or skills to fulfill our dreams. For most of us, it's easy to believe that getting a seven-figure income could only come from holding a position such as a CEO or manager in an extremely successful company, which is obviously impossible for everyone. This means that to become financially free, you have to become either self-employed, an investor, a business owner, or a successful entrepreneur. So, in this video, I'm going to share with you some of the traits and habits that millionaires use to become rich and successful, which you can borrow and apply in your life to help you on your journey to financial freedom. Number 1. Mindset is everything. Though highly repeated, the mindset concept is still very poorly applied among most of us. Remember that your environment is one of the key determinants of who you become in the future. For most of us, becoming rich or financially free rarely crosses our minds for very long. Even when the thought does occur, it's mostly a fleeting fantasy of what life could be in another world. Our schoolmates, friends, workmates, gym partners, the people around us, and who we socialize and interact with are most likely in the same financial bracket that we're in, which is most likely living paycheck to paycheck, or, if they're lucky, just getting by. So, we have nothing to measure up to, except the little we see around us. Some of us even have role models who are not wealthy, or if they are wealthy, they're probably some form of playboy, a celebrity, a music artist, or someone who recently made it filthy rich. And what all these people do is show you their nice big houses, their posh cars and jewelry, their amazing quote-unquote fun life, filled with amazing parties every weekend and just an amazing, attractive life that we all dream of having. And what do? We eat all of it up. Although I've got nothing against these people, they never give you the full picture. And besides, they're simply not good role models to look up to in your financial journey. You should instead be inspired by people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Rockefeller, Phil Knight, Oprah, Richard Branson, and Robert Kiyosaki, just to name a few. Read their books and autobiographies, watch their documentaries, and be inspired by their often humble beginnings. Some of these folks started with almost nothing. There's a lot that we can learn from them. You can also get inspiration from your local entrepreneurs. Your role models don't necessarily have to be millionaires or billionaires, it could even be your next-door neighbor. So, have a chat with them. Find out things they are doing to make that extra dollar. It could surprise you. They might even be a business owner who wouldn't mind mentoring you. Visit your local bakery, supermarket owner, restaurant owner, or any person that you admire. Ask to meet them. They're usually more than willing to share their stories of how they started, or maybe even mentor you. It's worth a shot, and you won't lose anything by trying. Consider the case of Adam Horowitz, the developer of Mobile Monopoly. No, not the game, but a tutorial for learning mobile marketing. At 15, he had one goal in mind, and that was to create $1 million company by the time he was 21. As unbelievable as it seemed at the time, Horowitz continued to challenge himself, and by the time he was 18, he successfully reached his $1 million goal. His platform teaches businesses how to generate money by earning mobile marketing leads. This is just one example of a person, a child to some, who had a goal in mind and who was able to discipline himself, focus, and with hard work achieve his goal. So, achieving our dreams is in fact very possible, but changing your mindset is the very first step to achieving your dreams. Number 2. Indecisiveness in becoming successful. While many of you have pictured owning a business or becoming self-employed, you do not see yourselves becoming extremely successful entrepreneurs. You limit your thinking to a certain extent, where you feel life is just okay, and okay is good enough. But this is seldom true. Your social conditioning could be the reason you're still in an old job that you hate, or the same reason you've never made plans to pursue what you love. Perhaps you have never imagined self-employment as a way of bringing value to the world. Successful screenwriters, authors, actors, bloggers, business owners, and entrepreneurs create something of value that impacts people's lives so much that people are always willing to pay them for the services or product they are selling. By doing this, they bring value to the world, which the world then rewards them with riches, popularity, and high status. To become rich, you have to bring value to the world. Elon Musk said, "We are rewarded for the difficulty of task we solve." So, if there is a huge problem in the world and you solve it, you will most likely become very, very rich. Number 3. Having low self-esteem towards business. Okay, so it's quite easy to always postpone or blame other factors for not pursuing your goals for financial freedom and independence, right? Sometimes you might feel you lack the right education, the necessary skills, the money, or that the economy isn't doing that well, so you keep postponing your plans. Hopefully, things will look better next year, you tell yourself, but the reality is, it most likely won't. These are all excuses that people continually give themselves and end up wasting time and never pursuing their dreams. Take the example of John Kuhn, a Chinese-American entrepreneur, artist, and fashion designer who started out by selling spare car parts. He even supplied the TV series Pimp My Ride with spare parts. He then proceeded to sell merchandise to renowned artists such as Jeezy and Jay-Z, making his first million at the tender age of 16. His interest and efforts in fashion have seen him become a millionaire worth over $40 million. Responsibility should be taken for all actions, emotions, job, career, and all aspects of life. Putting off the idea of venturing into your own business for a day turns into weeks, then months, then years, and before you know it, an entire lifetime. Your own choices are limiting you from being the best you can be. If you truly desire to be wealthy and move from making maybe $30,000 to maybe $50,000 a year, you need a strategic plan to make the extra $20,000. If your job won't offer you a promotion, then it's your personal responsibility to venture out on your own and find a business or investment that will make you the extra cash. Becoming financially free takes time and dedication, and postponing the agenda will not bring you any closer to your dream. Number 4. Prioritizing everything else over your dreams. We always find something to interrupt our plans, right? A party with our friends, a third job, an entire day with our girlfriend or friends, or maybe it could be our family. There's nothing wrong with creating bonds with those close to us. However, you have to set aside time to work on your own projects. If you don't absolutely have to attend the party next door, don't. If you can reduce the amount of time you spend talking to your friends, do it. And explain to them that you have a personal goal you'd like to achieve. There are too many distractions around us, and by not prioritizing our dreams, we eventually lose focus. The rich know that they have to make this sacrifice because everything comes at a cost, especially your dreams. Prioritizing your dreams also means that you need a solid plan and procedures to follow. People do not become the best by doing everything the same way other people do. Likewise, you need techniques, mindsets, and routines that put you ahead. As you plan to be successful, keep a healthy attitude and self-will to push yourself forward. You also need to see the long-term picture and dedicate more of your time towards progressive economic success. Number 5. Become an independent thinker. Standing out means that you need to be unique in what you do, and it all begins with what you think. Social conditioning is easy, and at times, difficult to escape, since we all want to belong someplace. We all want the latest clothes, the latest shoes, the newest car model, to go to the same church service and even attend the same schools. Group mentality is further extended into what we consider achievable, acceptable, and what is not. To become financially free, you need to think independently. You need to start creating your own answers and solutions instead of relying on other people to provide them for you. You need to be inquisitive and challenge the status quo. You also have to stop following others blindly and know which advice to follow or disregard. Being different may be difficult sometimes, but it's also an important part of becoming rich. Number 6. Maximize your time. There's a poem by Willie Jolly that I like quite a lot, and it goes like this. I only have just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, I can't refuse it. I didn't seek it, I didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it, just a tiny minute, but an eternity in it. You see, folks, the rich think big and the poor think small. The poor and middle class are unfortunately the people who spend an extra hour or two running around a store looking for a 5% discount on a shirt, saving only a few dollars. A rich person does not think like this. A rich person is thinking, how can I improve myself and make my time more valuable, so that 1 hour of my time could be worth thousands of dollars instead of just a few dollars. Time is the most valuable asset we have, and it's important to use it wisely. Number 7. Manage your money. Rich people manage their money well. Poor people do not manage their money well. For example, when a poor person wins the lottery, and this is usually the case because wealthier people do not usually buy lottery tickets, a lot of the time they will lose the money very quickly because they have no idea how to manage their money. If you want to be financially successful, you need to learn when to save and when to spend. An opportunity might come along for you to invest in something, but if you have no money in your bank account, you will not be able to. Number 8. Never stop learning. This 8th principle is the one that will really surprise you. Believe it or not, very rich people typically do not have much of an ego. The moment when you think you know everything is the moment when you stop learning. Rich people constantly learn and grow. Poor people think they already know everything. Rich people are always trying to surround themselves with people who are smarter than they are. The reason why they do this is because they were always trying to learn more and more, and they are never content. Poor people tend to think they already know everything, and they stop learning. The rich understand that learning never stops. They understand that in order to grow and maintain their wealth, they must keep learning and educating themselves on best practices and strategies to pivot themselves and their enterprises to the next level. And lastly, I personally believe that this last critical tip is the most important, but often overlooked or seldom mentioned piece of the success puzzle. It's so critical that even the likes of Warren Buffett and Bill Gates have cited this habit as the reason they've amassed large fortunes and success. You need self-discipline. You need focus. Self-discipline is the only habit that will guarantee success in your life. It's not easy to master. I often struggle with it myself, but if you do master it, I can almost guarantee that you will succeed in whatever you do. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.